Hey, beautiful people. So I'm just at the start of listening to a podcast right now about ADHD, and she's just talking about the struggles, and just even undiagnosed and things like that, feeling wrong for so long, feeling on the back foot, feeling less than and too much at the same time, rejecting parts of ourselves, splitting off parts of ourselves, self-abandoning in a moment, day to day, in sometimes like literally in our own households, which, can, until you know better. Like, that's what I want to say. Like, until we learn to love ourselves, then we will keep abandoning ourselves because we will keep seeing everybody else as more important than ourselves. So, but I guess a big one that I just wanted to share just then was just feeling wrong for so long, and told, by our primary caregivers, it's just 111, as well as school teachers, as well as bosses, as well as in relationships and things like that. So we can really start to build a belief around that, and really start to, just have a core, sort of view. But I just still want to say, when it comes to this belief, it's not true. It's not true. And we are more than our occupations. We are more than somebody's opinion or viewpoint, or sentence. It doesn't matter even, we are more than our shame points, I want to say as well. Like, just because we feel shame about something doesn't mean it's either true or that it matters, like not in the scheme of things. Like, yeah, it can matter, in the illusion in the mind, but yeah, like sincerely, as we start to learn to love and accept ourselves, then we start to include, rather than push away and reject. And so we can, push away even corners so we can be that square peg in the round hole. Hello. So that's what it's like, guys, just shaving off corners so we can fit in that hole. But we were never supposed to fit in that hole, and if society had done us justice, then we would know how amazing we are. We would know that witnessing and seeing patterns and being innovative and being super creative and even being a sensitive soul is an asset. We get to have, acute emotional intelligence. We get to, be highly intuitive. We get to be able to read a room, read people's energy, all of these things that we get to, read an environment. We can walk into an environment sometimes, and even though things might look peachy, it's just 333, things look peachy on the surface, but we can feel the energy behind it, so these things, again, guys, these aren't defects, these are assets, and again, when we learn to love and accept all parts of ourselves, and number one, by having our back, number one, by being kind, being patient, being caring, being, gentle, and like literally having our own backs. Like, we work on our self-worth, we fill our self-worth tank up, we build our trust, and then, we can entertain self-love. Then we can sort of really start to love and accept ourselves. So it's vital. But anyways, I just want to keep this short and sweet for all of my ADHD angels out there that don't have a very big attention span. So we're going to keep it at this. All right, guys, send in love. Have a great day. Bye.